with Traci Fant. It's real talk with Traci Fant.
Shout out to Kobe Beats for that hot intro, and welcome to Real Talk with Traci Fant. Today's show is going to be awesome. Live in the studio we have Latora Dodd, Debby Edwards, Karl Michelle Daniel, Jordana, God, I gotta figure out how to pronounce her name. I'm gonna have to ask her about that. And Starr Hammond. And hey, what's up, Julie?
What's up, Traci?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Welcome back, my fabulous co-host.
Thank you for having me.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Started out on Friday, going to the ladies to see No Good Deed.
Oh, how was that?
It was awesome. I was doing a little research this morning, and so far it's the #1 movie this weekend. Bringing in about $24.5 million so far.
Wow, and they said if he comes knocking on your door, don't let him in.
Yeah, because I've learned that crazy comes in all kind of fashion.
It comes in chocolate too, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna have to check that movie out. I heard it was really good. I heard that. What's his name? Idris, right? Or is it Elvis?
Idris. Yeah.
Idris. I heard he did a really good job, and it's sort of like a suspense thriller type thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out. Who else was in it?
What's his name? Taraji.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, and I kind of got that one mixed up with another movie that someone was working on. I kind of thought they were the same movie until Jordana kind of broke it down to me, or someone broke it down to me and told me, no, he's kind of like a crazy stalker type.
Right.
And he gets out of jail. Is that what it is? Or?
Well, he didn't get out on his own. He actually broke himself out.
Wow. So he escaped.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Crazy comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes.
And
right?
just because they fine don't mean they ain't crazy.
Wow, that's a trip. But you're right. What else did you do? I know we participated in a walk yesterday, and it was great.
Yes. It was an awesome experience to be able to walk down Main Street and be able to worship.
Yeah.
Freely.
Exactly. That was a great experience for me as well. Phenomenal experience, in fact. And as I said when I spoke, I wasn't even going to go at first, and so I was just happy to be in the number. Mm-hmm. So, hey, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So, without further ado, let's start the show. Welcome back. Today we start our show with one of my guests from last week, simply because I didn't think that we got to the root of the conversation. Please welcome the beautiful mother of Trayvon Dodd, Miss Latora Dodd.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Latora?
I'm good.
All right, welcome back. So last week I didn't feel like we really touched on a lot about, what I wanted to discuss. I basically wanted to ask you, first of all, what type of child was Trayvon?
He was a good child. He was the type of child that he would befriend anybody. I know when this happened, a lot of those younger children came in the neighborhood that was from the neighborhood, came up to me and said, your son was the only friend I had.
Wow.
So, he just loved people, and he he just loved people, and he was a good kid.
And I remember when we did the visual last year, the rally and everything for justice, I remember meeting a lot of those children who said that he was a great guy. And in fact, I met one young boy, I think he was like 9 or 10 years old, that said that Trayvon was his only friend, and he spoke at the rally as well. So, a great loss to the community. So let's go back to that day. And if people, just the listeners that's tuned in don't know who Trayvon Dodd was. Trayvon Dodd was a 15-year-old boy who was shot and killed last September 11th, at his friend's house in Taylor's. And so take us back to that day.
Okay, I remember he came home that day, and he came home, and he was like, "Mom, can I go play basketball?" And I was like, "Okay." So he went in his room, changed clothes, he put on a red shirt, white shorts, and his red Converses. And he was like, "Okay, Mama, I'll see you later." So he left, and it got late, and I was like, "Where is it?" And I didn't get worried because he had came home late before, so I didn't get worried. So I didn't get worried. So I got a phone call, and it was a man on the other line saying, "It's been an accident. I need you to get to the hospital." And I'm asking him, what happened? He was like, "I can't tell you over the phone. I need you to get to the hospital now." So.
And about what time was that? Was that later
It was
on in the day?
about 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
So I get my cousin to watch my children, and I get in my car and I go towards the hospital. But on the way towards the hospital, I meet my mother because the man called my mother first because he couldn't get in touch with me. So I drive to my mother's house and park my car, and I get in the car with my mother. And me, my mother, and my stepfather go to the hospital. And then on the way to the hospital, the man calls me again and says, "I need you to get here." And I was like, "I'm on my way." He said, "Do you need me to come to your house?" And I was like, "Why would you come to my house? I'm on my way there."
Right.
So we get
So he never mentioned that he was shot or anything. He just said it was an accident.
He wouldn't tell me anything over the phone. So I get to the hospital, and they have somebody waiting outside for us. So there's a lady outside, and she escorts us into the hospital. Mind you, 5 months before, I had lost my cousin. And they take us in the exact same room where we had to grieve the death of my cousin. So then I knew it was bad.
Right.
But I'm still not thinking that, he's dead. I'm thinking,
he got hurt playing basketball.
Yeah, he got hurt real bad.
Right.
And they want to, talk to us and to let us know what they need to do.
Right.
So we get in the room, and it's, I think, two or three cops, and it was two ladies in there. And I hear the same voice that I heard on the phone that called me. And I get in there. He was like, "Miss Dodd," I'm saying, by this time I'm just losing it.
Right.
So I'm asking him, "What's going on? Where's my son? I need to see my son." He was like, "Well, I need to ask you some questions first." And so he asks me, when the last time I seen him, what he had on, and where was he going when I seen him. So, I told him all of that. And then I was like, "Where's my son? I want to see my son."
Right.
So he finally comes out and says, "Your son is dead."
Wow. And the strange coincidence is, I think, did your mom or someone already see the police up the street or something?
Yeah, we had seen the police.
Right, and that was like around 5:30.
Yeah, it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock. We heard the police and heard the ambulance and stuff. But we wanted to go see what was going on because it was right behind where I stay.
Right.
But we just didn't do it. So when he tells us that my child is dead, I just hear my mother screaming, and I lose it. And he was still telling me stuff, and I didn't hear nothing he said because after he said my son was dead, I didn't hear anything else. And so my stepdad and my children's father comes in, and I had to tell them that he was dead.
Wow. And so moving forward, 1 year later, you said you finally heard from the detectives last week.
Yeah, I heard from them. I think it was Friday. She told me that we'll be getting ready to go to court, I guess, before December. She hasn't set a court date yet, but the charge is still a manslaughter charge, and because of the evidence they have. But I just want to know, why is it a manslaughter charge when it should be a murder charge? Because they know who killed him.
Wow. And I think a lot of things kind of played into the fact that they charged him differently. I think the age and different stuff like that. And we won't go into that side of it because, you always have people saying, well, we need to hear the other side of the story. And we don't know the other side. All we know is that the end result was the death of your son by the hands of he was 12, a 12-year-old child.
Yes.
And that's tragic. Julie?
Well, my question, I know you said there's a difference of two charges, the manslaughter and the murder charge. What are the difference of the sentence,
The manslaughter charges, basically, how they're saying is like it's going to be a slap on the wrist, like probably probation, something like that, because of his age.
Right.
But I'm praying that that's not going to be the case.
Because even if he does time in juvenile detention until he's 21, that would serve some justice for you, right?
Yes.
That would do something for you instead of him, or instead of them just releasing him and saying, well, he didn't mean to do it or whatever. I know during the preliminary hearing they played the 911 tape, and there's a lot of other things that we can also discuss. But of course, we don't have time enough in the show for that. But just recently, we had tried to plan a 1-year anniversary celebration, just celebrating his life or whatever, trying to do a block party. And unfortunately, her apartment complex didn't find a need for it at the time. I thought that was very insensitive because, of course, we always say, well, after all the cameras are gone and after everyone else goes home and after the visuals and after they take off the little T-shirts with the kid's face on them, what's next? She's a mother that can't sleep at night.
Right.
It's been a year, and I couldn't believe when she called me. I was like, wow. And me, I'm thinking, wow, it's been a year. But her, she's been counting 365 plus days of not seeing her child and not talking to her child. And so, I can't apologize enough to you for not even being able to fulfill the part of my obligation that I tried to give, me and my organization. We really wanted to do something. We are going to do something for Trayvon in his honor.
Do something.
Yeah, definitely. But thank you, Latora, for coming on. We got Debby, Miss Debby Edwards. She's next. And I really want you guys to talk after this if you have time, because she's with Moms Demand Action. She sees this a lot, stories about our young children who've been murdered by each other. Or even accidental shootings where they accidentally shoot themselves. So in a minute, we're going to come with Miss Debby Edwards, and hopefully you can stick around for a few minutes so you guys can talk, and hopefully she can offer you some solace. And right now, also, you're doing something you want the schools to be able to participate in. So maybe Debby can help you guys with that as well, because they do a lot with the gun safety. So thank you, Latora, and like I said, hang around, and I'm gonna need you to come back again.
Okay.
All right. So.
I will.
All right, so we'll be right back with Miss Debby Edwards, Moms Demand Action.
They say he made it. They say that boy be clean. They say he's running things. They just don't see.
My next guest is deeply involved with an organization that demands action for gun safety and responsible gun use. It pleases me to welcome one of Mom Demand Action's reps, the lovely Miss Debby Edwards.
Thank
Debbie.
you. Hi, Traci.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you. So you heard the story about
I did.
Trayvon.
It's so sad. And it's something we hear way too often.
Exactly. So you guys, in the upcoming election, am I correct in saying you all have something you guys want people to vote on?
Yeah, well, basically, one of our main campaigns right now is child access prevention. Now, the study that Everytown did, which is our umbrella organization that includes us and Mayors Against Illegal Guns, one of the studies they did only looked at kids 14 and under, unintentional shootings, which could be suicides, could be, child-on-child shootings, whatever, or even children shooting adults for that matter. But it happens at the rate of about 2 per week in this country. And the analysis they did showed that at least, and they're being conservative, but at least 70% of those could have been prevented if they'd stored their guns properly. They didn't include suicides, and they didn't include older children, which would be, 15 to 18 or 15 to 21, which of course is where Ms. Dodd's son would fall. But even those, if they prevent the guns from getting in the hands of the people who shouldn't have them, which includes children, that could help that as well.
Wow. And so Moms Demand Action is basically not telling people we want your guns. You're actually telling people we want you to
That's exactly right. Yeah, in fact, I'm a gun owner.
To safely store your guns.
Right.
You know, use gun locks. Because in the case with Trayvon, you know, the kid that shot him, they found the gun under a mattress. You know, and I'm not sure if that's where the child got the gun from, but I think that's where the police found it after everything was investigated.
Yeah. But anyway, so what we've got coming up, of course, is a national midterm election, but it's still an important election. And there have been a lot of efforts to try to keep people from voting that need to be voting in particular, because they're affected by all of this as well. And specifically, they've tried to make it a little harder for minorities, for women, for older people to vote, because a lot of times, you know, like women get married and maybe they change their driver's license, but they don't change their voter registration card yet. Right. They don't get to vote because their ID doesn't match.
Same song from the 60s, right?
Same song, different verse.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know you're talking about the midterm elections are coming up. Is whatever you're going to put on the ballot, is it going to be for Greenville County or all of South Carolina?
We don't have any, we aren't putting any laws forward at this time. We do have one that we're working on with somebody, with a legislator. That will be a child access prevention law. And we're going to help support that and do whatever we can. And we're helping her, you know, with everything that we can do to try to get her in a position to be able to present that and get some support on that. So we're really hoping that one goes through. But basically...
I'm sorry,
that's okay, go ahead.
I was just wondering, are parents usually prosecuted when their child finds a gun and shoots someone?
In South Carolina, there's no law saying that they will be. Okay, so when it happens, when they leave a gun or even when they accidentally shoot a child, they look at the circumstances. Now, if the person who left the gun or happened to shoot a child is a felon, they're almost automatically going to be prosecuted just because of the fact they shouldn't have a gun in the first place. But when it's a parent and they tend to call them accidental, and we've stopped using that word because I don't think any of them are accidents. I think they're all negligence.
Exactly.
They need to have those guns in a place where the child cannot access them.
So when people go to vote, like how can people help or get involved with Moms Demand Action?
Well, one thing they really need to do on the voting thing is vote. So if they're not registered, get registered. We've got the National Voter Registration Day coming up on September 23rd. So there's going to be a big to-do about that probably everywhere across the country, and trying to get people who aren't registered yet to get registered. The other thing we're really pushing as an organization is what we're calling Gun Sense Voter. And what that means is that when you vote, you're going to take into consideration how that individual candidate feels about and supports gun violence prevention, whether it's background checks or child access prevention or whatever else it may be. And so that's a nationwide thing. We're doing that in every single state.
That's great.
We want people to pay attention. Now, you know, in some places, and I guess South Carolina is probably one of them, sometimes you kind of have to pick the lesser of two evils because guns are so much a part of our culture here that you might not have somebody just come out and say, you know, that I'm against this or I'm for this or whatever. So you kind of have to look at their record.
What do you think you could do, or what we could do to lower the statistics? Do you think we should give some gun training to young kids, or just basically keep them locked up and the parents be responsible for the guns?
That's a good question. I think gun training is great. You know, and I was raised around guns. My dad was a hunter, and he taught me how to fire a 12 gauge and just about knocked me on my butt the first time I tried it. But the thing is, a lot of people think that just giving them the training or just telling them that, you know, I'm going to beat the crap out of you if you mess with the guns is enough. It's not enough. Children do what they're told not to do all the time.
Hey, I bet you were absolutely livid about the Uzi thing.
Oh my gosh.
I bet you, I know.
And that's the second time that has happened. Did you know that? There was one a few years ago up in Massachusetts, an 8-year-old boy. Same situation. They had a Uzi set up on a tripod. You know, you've seen them set up on the tripod. And the boy in that case, he lost control of the gun and he ended up killing himself.
Wow.
And so nobody did anything after that one. Well, I mean, they may have done some local stuff in Massachusetts, but there was certainly no national outcry. I think the thing with the little girl in Arizona has gotten more attention.
Wow, that guy was from this area.
He was.
So,
I heard that.
Yeah, prayers to his family and her family as well.
Yes,
because I'm sure that
absolutely.
had to be traumatic for her.
And that poor child has to live with this the rest of her life.
Exactly. So once again, how can people get in touch with you or get involved with Moms Demand Action?
Okay.
And then after that, I'm going to need you to give some shout-outs.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the Moms Demand Action webpage is www.momsdemandaction, all one word, .org, not .com, it's .org. Or you can get us on Facebook by just looking up Moms Demand Action, or Moms Demand Action SC will take you to the local chapter. You can also, if you want more information about Gun Sense Voter, we have a webpage set up just for the Gun Sense Voter program, and that's www.gunsensevoter.org. One other thing I'd like to mention, if I have time, I'm going to talk to Ms. Dodd about too, is that we have a survivors network.
Wow.
This is Moms Demand Action and Everytown together. We have a survivors network. We've got Lucy McBath,
Yeah.
who is
Jordan's mom.
Right,
Yeah. Right.
She's in it. A guy from Virginia Tech that was shot 4 times and luckily survived. He is very active in it. He's actually one of our activists up in D.C. working for the cause.
Okay.
A lot of people that have been affected by gun violence. And again, you can get into this organization, this network that we call it, and you can do as much or as little as you want to do. You don't have to go out speaking, but we give people opportunities to do that if they want to talk about what happened in their case.
Okay.
And try to educate other people, basically, is the idea.
Great. So please give that information to Latora.
I
know
will.
she's out there waiting, and I need you to give some shout-outs.
Okay. I thought about this today because I knew
that's
you were
what's
going to
up.
ask me.
All right,
This is
all
my
right.
second time. I think today my shout-out would have to be to you because I just don't see how you do everything you do.
Trust me, I don't see how I do everything I do either sometimes, but got to make it happen.
I mean, I'm
you know?
retired and I think I've got all this time and I run out of time. I just can't imagine
Let me
having
your
so
time.
many.
Let me borrow 2 hours out of your day.
Well, we'll show up and do Gun Sense Voter cards whenever you want us.
That'd
You
be
just
great.
give us a call.
That'd be great. Thank you so much for that shout-out, though.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You got some...
No. And you
Not
always...
even for your husband? Your handsome husband?
He's out of town. He's
Oh,
in
he's in
England playing golf,
That's right.
and he doesn't deserve a shot.
Exactly. He left you at home. That's right.
He left me at home with the dog.
Wow. Well, thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Once again for being on Real Talk with Traci. I truly appreciate your insight. I'm going to have you on again to let me know how everything turns out.
Anytime.
Great. Thank you for being on Real Talk with Traci. And that's
you,
Real
Traci.
Talk.
Shout out to our sponsors, ThinkTwice.org. They are a nonprofit organization based in Greenville, South Carolina, focused on spreading awareness on the issues of bullying, dating abuse, and teen violence. Also, fantastic lawn care and pressure cleaning. If you need your lawn maintained or your home or business pressure cleaned, please call Jeff at 864-787-1204. Business promo of the week is Dr. Melissa Aiken-Tate. She is a holistic health counselor who specializes in detoxification for weight loss and provides holistic health advice to naturally improve conditions such as lower arthritic back pain, asthma, fibroid tumors, heart health, and more. Visit draikentate.com today for your holistic health counseling and natural solutions.
All right, and Traci Lynn presents Bling with a Purpose. Traci Lynn Fashion Jewelry Team has a pancake fundraiser for ThinkTwice.org and Pearly Harris Breast Health Center at Applebee's. And that's Applebee's on Haywood Road by the Haywood Mall. September 27th, I believe that's on a Saturday, at 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Ticket price is $7. Please contact Jacqueline Freeman at 864-346-2100 for tickets and more information. And again, that's a pancake breakfast fundraiser. Contact Jacqueline Freeman at 864-346-2100. And my next guest is a wonderful couple that owns a venue right here in Greenville, South Carolina, and they constantly constantly encourage our youth to tap into their blessings. It pleases me to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Karl and Michelle Daniel.
Hello, hello.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, Traci.
Hey, did it scare you? Did the hand clap scare you?
No,
Oh, I thought the hand clap scared you. My bad.
whoever was here before had a bigger head than me.
Oh, yeah, that would be Julie.
I don't even put it all the way on my head.
She got a dome on her now. She got a dome. Tighten up on them headphones. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Trace.
I'm glad to see you guys finally made it. You know, I've been trying to get you guys in here. I really want to talk about the Empowrment Zone and all the great things you guys offer the community, and also Empowered Living, correct?
Yes.
That's the nonprofit aspect. So one of you can start and let us know what's up with the Empowerment Zone. Look at me going eeny meeny right now, like eeny meeny.
Even if I tried, he's going to step in, so you start.
Go ahead, Karl.
Yeah,
Mr. D.
Well, the Empowerment Zone basically is a place. Our vision of it was to try and do a whole bunch of positive stuff, keep kids off of television, off of text messages as much as we can, and if we're gonna have them in our presence, always teaching them something. If we have them for 4 hours, that's a lot of minutes that you can put a foot in their tail and make them do what you want them to do based on what you have, your wisdom, or you living long enough to know what are right and what's wrong and wrong.
That's correct. And you're the foot in the tail person, and Mrs. D is the very patient hug you after Mr. D puts a foot in your tail person. Mrs. D, you guys do tutoring. I've seen you tutor kids, and even through your summer program, I think you're the most patient extra mom any kid could have. I mean, seriously, I have to give you props for that. Mr. D does a great job at, mentoring as far as the male aspect. But Mrs. D, what do you bring to the table?
Well, thank you so much for saying that. I don't know if the children that we have on the program would always see me as being the one who's going to be the huggy, putting the Band-Aid on it after everything. Sometimes I have to put my foot in their tail as well. But they know that everything that we're doing is because we really care and we really love them, and we are as much invested in their future as their parents are, and we want to make sure that we're able to see all of their successes and be able to encourage them through them.
And you guys take what you do very seriously. I've been there. We've been friends for years now, and I've seen, the kids there just grow up like overnight. It's just, to me, it's just a phenomenal thing. Jazz and I were talking last night about Tootie's second birthday when Tiger sang happy birthday to her. Now she's 6.
We have
you know
that
what
on
I'm saying?
video.
And now Tiger has Biz Savvy, and Jazzy's doing her thing with what's her thing called?
Diva Glam.
Diva Glam. So how do you guys feel knowing that your mentorship is now poured over into your children?
We are very proud. I am so proud of my daughter and my son for really realizing that they had so much inside of them that they were able to tap into and begin using that to map out their future. I'm really believing that God gave us everything that we need, and it's all internal. We just have to begin, working and using it. So I'm just very proud of them.
And Mr. D, one day I was in the office talking to you, and one of your guys that was there, I guess he was one of your pupils from like a long time ago. He's now like 21 or 22. He stopped by. I think his name is Rock. I think he stopped by just to say thank you. It was his birthday, and he was like, it was his 21st birthday, and I think he stopped by to say thank you for putting your foot in my tail.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, when the kids come back to you?
Well, I've been doing it so long now. When I was new in the game, I really just was mad at the kid, and I really was just trying to get revenge, but that revenge
So
turned
funny.
into the kid saying, "Hey, that day you did that, changed my life," and then that's when I understood that I had been told it's my ministry and that this is what I was supposed to be doing. But when I actually started believing it and seeing the impact I had on quote unquote knuckleheads at the time of me meeting them, and then the consistency, even for girls or guys, being consistent over time pays off. And then the older you get, the faster you need to go tell somebody young, like, yo, don't get frustrated. They really do hear you.
Wow.
Because I remember, I said, man, these kids aren't listening to me. And then all of a sudden, boom, when Facebook hit, I'm getting all these inboxes talking about, hey man, that day you really changed my life. I was like, wow, that's pretty
I'm
cool.
serious. That kid, he was like, oh my God, Mr. D, that time you choked me out, man. I really needed that. He's like, it's my 21st birthday and I'm not out drinking. I'm going to work after this.
Yeah.
And I thought that right there, it was not a simple message for me when I saw that. You know what I'm saying? That showed me the impact of what you have. And not only with nonprofits like myself, I mean, you guys have helped me so much along the way that sometimes when people here think Twice Out Or, they automatically think Empowerment Zone. People used to call me. Yeah, they used to call me and be like, so can I book the Empowerment Zone? I'm like, if you call Mr. D.
Well, we took it as pride. Like, yeah, I know Traci. That's right.
I'm proud as well. And now you have an opening for a church. You have so much stuff going on. So people can rent it out to do so many different things.
Yeah, we're definitely looking for a church. We've always had a church service there, and they've come in with 2 members and left out with 65 where they can go get their own spot. And it's always a blessing to have other people praying for you. God knows we're looking for as many people who want to pray for us positively.
I know that's right.
We recruiting them. We're on their side too. So as far as the children, we were saying they just need to be pushed off the ledge.
Right.
A lot of times parents are the reason their children aren't succeeding because they think, I don't think he can do it. I'm not sure. They remember that when he was trying to stick the pin in the socket and you saying no, and he stuck it anyway.
Exactly.
But just pushing the child off the edge. But when you do that, saying, yo, all right, as soon as you get off this edge, this is what you got to do so you don't hit the ground. It's up to us to give them those steps instead of saying, figure it out.
Exactly.
Figure it out.
And you're right. You know what? This is no lie. I watched my 1-year-old, she's like 14 months old, Emily. My 1-year-old grandbaby, she swiped the phone and went to the game that she likes on the phone and pointed to it for her mom, Shauna, to let her play it.
Wow.
And then when she went to it, it's like an ABC game, and she was like and I said, wow. And she was like, oh, she's going to be able to do anything she wants to do. And I said, I want you to keep that attitude.
Absolutely.
Because that's the same attitude I have with Tootie and Zeri. When I had a speaking engagement yesterday, and a man had tried to move Tootie to the side, I said, no. I want her right here in front when I speak because I want to pour everything into her. I want her to one day take my place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As with all the other kids that see us doing things.
And I think a lot of times parents get caught up and say, well, I just want to do what they want to do.
Yeah, man.
And they just want to chill.
It's time out for that.
It's definitely time out for that, or allowing people to tell you what your child can do.
Exactly.
We are going to name the symptom and then call it something, and then the child says, well, I'm not smart enough to do that, or I can't do that. Yes, you can.
Exactly.
A lot of times we see children who are so far behind in their skill set. We'll see 4th graders who are barely able to add and subtract, let alone do any multiplication and division. It's because they don't believe that they're smart. Wow. No one ever told them they really could do it. And we're always telling them, stop being lazy. If you can sing and you know all the lyrics to a song, you have the ability to learn. So you can't tell them what they can't do. That they have the ability to do everything, and always pour into them, love and encouragement while you're telling them buckle down and do it.
Wow, that's what's up. So right now you guys offer an after-school program, correct?
Yes, we do.
What does that entail? And do they get a snack, or how do parents get involved? Do they need to call you, or they just show up with a whole bunch of kids and drop them off? What do we need to do to get kids like Tootie involved?
I'm waiting for you to get to all the above, but
okay, for all the above, okay.
All the above. But Monday through Thursday is our academic days. We used to try to do some type of activity after homework, but when we started checking homework, we realized we got to use our own standards. We can't go by what the school might think is okay for a child to be considered on point. So we end up teaching them what we think or how we were raised. In their spare time, they need to be practicing something they don't know before they chill. So that's a hard transition for a kid to take coming off the street. And then they run into us, and we're like, no, there's no time to chill. There's no time to chill. So But long as you have something to do after that statement, they all for it. But if you say, all right, no chilling, but do what you want to do,
Right.
they go back and chill, But if you want them to do something, they go ahead and knock it out.
So it's basically it's a good structure.
Yeah, we try and provide consistency. They come in after we've either picked them up from school or they've walked over from Beck Middle School because it's right next door. But we have them in there. We give them a snack. We do homework. We do projects with them. We complete whatever it is that they need. And a lot of times the children will come in and they'll be so excited because they have a homework pass. Like, we don't believe in that.
I know that's right.
Homework is to ensure that you know what you're doing when you get back to school. So we rip them up, tear them up, and they get so upset. But we'll let them know we don't believe in homework passes, free pass in the Empowerment Zone.
You don't get a free pass out of life.
No, you don't.
You're right about that.
No, you don't.
So where can people come to this magical place? Where are you located? Because somebody's probably on listening right now like, wow, where are they located?
It's 775 Woodruff Road, 864-254-0090. And the best way to do it is just call and
Yeah, or stop by 775.
Oh, they was tag teaming that, y'all. That was what that little airspace was, y'all.
Yeah.
He didn't.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, he was like,
I was
He didn't
going
tell me
somewhere
that
with
I
that.
could jump in, but we're right next to Beck Middle School.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I was
On
like, where
Woodruff
am I?
Road, so please look us up. In addition to doing after school, and we do a full-day summer camp, we're also there to provide a venue. So if you need some place for a meeting, or if you're having a birthday
Only
or
positive
anniversary,
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
positive stuff,
No twerk
positive
stuff,
music,
y'all. No twerk
positive
stuff.
words,
Yeah.
positive music,
Exactly.
positive words. But we always want to have something that we won't be ashamed of. It's difficult to try and pour into children what they need to do and give them positive, and then allow someone to come into your building and disrespect what you've already set up.
wow, that was a major statement right there. That was a major statement. So hey, on this show, we give shout outs, and also I need you guys to send me your information so next week I can announce everything you do, because I want people to constantly hear about the Empowerment Zone,
You got
how
it.
they can get involved. We have a lot of listeners, have a very big fan base, and I appreciate everybody for listening as well. I don't really have an opportunity to give my listeners shout outs, but y'all, I appreciate you guys for listening. But Mrs. D and Mrs. D, on this show we give shout outs. 1, 2, 3. Whoever tag team, whatever y'all want to do, shout out, go.
Not to be repetitive, but I do want to give a shout out to thinktwice.org. We thank you so much for this opportunity. Do not take it lightly at all, because there are many people that could be sitting here being interviewed, and we thank you for thinking of us to
thank
be
you.
here. But certainly want to thank our family. There are some people who are in heaven who I know are still supporting and there for us. My mother-in-law, certainly for one, just people who have provided great examples. I have teachers who I'm still in touch with on Facebook, and I'm just grateful for the foundation that I had.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
And you got a beautiful mother-in-law, Karl. Your mom pretty.
Thank you. I always took credit for it for some reason. I was like, yeah, that's my mom, But I definitely want to shout out Jazz and Tiger. And again, as far as thinktwice.org, the growth and the watching you and these steps, and we can see the vision of you being national or whatever whatever you want to do. Whenever you're doing the right thing, it's all about making it happen and then doing what you want to do.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to try to continue to make it happen. Definitely going to make it do what it's got to do. And I appreciate you guys for being on Real Talk with Traci Fant, and that's Real Talk. guest is editor-in-chief of One Magazine, which is designed to advise, connect, and grow the businesses in the Upstate. Welcome, Business Black Box Magazine's own Miss. I'm gonna let her say her name because I already jacked it up.
Jordana Megonigal.
All right, that's what's up, Megonigal. I bet in school people were like, Meggie.
Well, fortunately, I didn't have the name until
You got married.
afterwards.
I
Yes,
got you.
so it wasn't that rough in school.
Well, he's lucky that you married him with that name.
Well, you know,
He must be a cool
he's lucky
guy.
for a lot of reasons.
You crazy. So, tell us about Business Black Box Magazine.
Well, like you said, we're here to advise, connect, and grow local upstate businesses. We started in 2008, really saw a hole in the market when it came to entrepreneurs and self-starters and small business owners. And so we wanted to give them an outlet and give them the recognition that we thought they needed. So that's kind of why we started up, and we've been doing it now for almost 7 years.
Wow, and I can speak as one of the businesses that you all featured. I was one of your cover people and everything.
Yeah, you were an award winner last year.
That was a beautiful thing.
We got that coming up again this year. In the next couple months, we'll start taking nominations for next year, so you'll have to keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to have to come and eat some of that fabulous food once you guys figure out where you're going to have it. And
Absolutely.
it was great.
Yeah, our birthday bash in January. Yep.
Definitely. So where can people find Business Black Box?
Well, the magazine can be found around the Upstate, especially in Greenville and Spartanburg. So we have a number of different newsstands. We've got some stands on Main Street in downtown Greenville. We are at Barnes & Noble. You know, in Spartanburg, you can find us at the showroom, our Hub City Bookshop.
I stole all mine from Starbucks and Michelin on Main.
All right, then.
Yeah,
well, give them a shout-out at the end.
Exactly, right? I was like, do you have any with with Traci Fant on the cover? They were like, I think I do. I was like, can I have all 5 of those, please?
Yeah, I think the chamber gets hit a lot, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, you know what? In fact, my friend Ava Smith, when we were at the chamber, she gave me my first copy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I almost teared up.
Yeah,
because,
Ava's good people, too.
Yeah, I love Ava. And just seeing myself, and then also the photographer, he used my picture on the inside for like the little transition he showed. I was like, wow, I must have been a cute model or something. I was feeling myself, Julie. What you think?
Well, I need to see it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Man, I'm going to bring some copies and just have them all over the station.
You should have them out there in the lobby, up here on the counter.
I will do that. Because it's about me. I will do that. Julie, you got anything for her?
Well, yes. How often is your magazine released?
The magazine's released quarterly, so every 3 months or so. And then we also do weekly e-blasts called the Weekly Shot. It's just content-driven stuff. You know, hey, here's a cool app we found, or hey, here's something we found, you know, an event coming up, or that kind of thing. So we've got stuff coming out consistently, but the magazine itself comes out quarterly.
And could people get signed up for the weekly?
Go to our website, which is insideblackbox.com. There's a little thing that says sign up for updates, and you can hit that, and you'll be right on the list from then on. So.
Oh, that's good. And my next guest actually has a great event coming up.
She does.
I think it's called Love Local Upstate or something like that.
Really important stuff there.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I will be in the house. You know, so I'm excited I'm serious, I'm excited. And I met your sister before I knew you guys were sisters.
Oh, goodness.
She used to let me in the door all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she said, you know what? You're my sister. You guys know each other. And I was like, wow, I didn't know this. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We sneak up on people that way. So.
Yeah, it's like a vicious, weird kind of tag team-like thing.
Yeah, that's not
So, hey, I'm so happy that you were able to come in.
Well, I appreciate you having me. This is
And
awesome.
People can also look at Business Black Box online as well, right?
Yeah, we do have the digital version online at the website as well. And again, that's insideblackbox.com. So you can check out all the past issues. You can check out our Q1 issue of this year is where Miss Fant appears. Yeah. And we got some other good stuff in there throughout. So
Cool. I'm looking forward to it. So, hey, you got anything else you want to tell everybody?
No, just keep an eye out for all the stuff we've got going on. We'll be accepting nominations for awards coming up soon, and we got a lot of cool stuff happening at the beginning of 2015. So hope everybody will be signed up for those updates and ready to help us out. So
Well, I'm looking forward to all your upcoming issues. I'm looking forward to your celebration as well.
yes, absolutely.
And on this show, we give shout outs.
Yep.
You got your list?
Oh goodness.
1, 2, 3, go.
I want to shout out to the crew over at Business Black Box and Showcase Marketing, and any person who ever started a business or wanted to, this is a shout out for you because you guys are so important. You keep the economy moving, you keep people employed, and we couldn't do it without you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, Julie, you got anything else?
No, I don't have anything.
All right. Well, Jordana,
Megonigal.
Megonigal, thank you so much for being on Real Talk with Traci Fant. And that's Real Talk.
Thank you.
There's a buzz going around town about a fantastic upcoming event designed to unite the Upstate in a very positive way. It pleases me to welcome the visionary herself, Miss Starr Hammond. What's up, Starr?
Hey, Tracy, how are you?
Doing good. So tell us about Love Local Upstate.
Love Local Upstate is a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting locally owned businesses. And not just businesses, but musicians, artists, entrepreneurs. We want people to understand that buying local builds our local economy.
And supporting local nonprofits organizations like yours and mine.
Absolutely.
It's very much needed. Very much needed. Wow, I'm looking forward to it because I saw the big ticket thing at the Camelot over there.
Yes.
And then I saw your flyers. I said, she is serious. I'm gonna have to get with your marketing team to market my next event. Who does your marketing?
You're looking at the marketing team.
Man, can I hire you? Are you for hire?
No.
She was like, no.
I've got too much on my plate now.
Yeah, you are great.
Well, thank you. And I do have some help from a new person in town called Lloyd Ford with greatupstate.com who's been helping me, and I have a great board of directors who volunteers and helps out. So
cool. Okay. So what can people expect when they come to the Love Local Upstate event?
Well, Thursday night is the film festival, and we are going to have 6 local films. And if you want to come early, you can do the red carpet experience and meet and greet with the directors and the actors and actresses. And then afterwards, we'll view all 6 local films. And no, they're not full-length films, or we would be there till the next day. Most of them are under 10 minutes in length, but we do have one 90-minute feature. And then Saturday, here at McAllister Square Mall, we are going to have approximately 90 to 100 vendors, musicians, artists, fun stuff, free stuff for the kids, and it's free admission, and we'll have food sampling all day long.
Wow, I'll be here. Wait, what's the date?
The 20th.
Oh, the 20th. Oh, yeah, I'll be here. I thought it was the 27th because I won't be here for my birthday, but I won't be here on the 20th. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
What else can you tell us about it?
Well, we're real excited to have, like I said, not just local business owners, but we are pulling in nonprofit. Any nonprofit organization can be a part of the festival for free. They can come set up a 6-foot table and let people know what it is that they do. In fact, I grabbed the people outside about coming and doing something about the gun safety because, man, that's
Hey, make sure you put thinktwice.org on the list.
Oh, you're already on there.
Okay, I'm going to be there.
We already put you on there.
That's what's up. I'm excited about it.
But we'll have food and we'll have entertainment. We have belly dancing. We have a Mexican band.
Wow.
And we have a cellist. We have a trumpet player. It's just going to be very interesting. And then for the kids, there's face painting and free Lego play. And then outside, we're going to have the GHS MedTrans helicopter.
Oh, cool.
And Zoom ball. I don't know if you saw that, but it's a pool of water, and these people get inside these plastic balls that look like hamster balls, and you roll in the water. And if you participate in that or the paintball target shoot, the proceeds from that go to Upstate Mediation Center and Pendleton Place.
Wow, that's great. Wow,
yeah.
That's awesome.
We love to help nonprofits.
That's a great thing. So how can people get involved? Do you need volunteers? Do you need?
Oh yes, I need volunteers, and we can still fill up this mall with some more businesses. So if anybody wants to, they can just call me at 864-449-6227, and we'll fix them right up. And again, if you're a nonprofit, we'd love to have you, and that's free.
Okay. And they can also find the event online, right, on Facebook and...
Absolutely. We're all over Facebook. And on Facebook, it's Love Local of the Upstate, and also on greatupstate.com.
Okay, great. Let's see, I had another... Julie, you got any?
Yeah, what time is the event next Saturday?
The event starts at 10 and lasts till 4.
Okay.
We're planning a color guard ceremony outside the mall. Before we start, we're going to start with the presentation of the flag and a word of prayer before we open the doors, and then everybody
great.
can come in and start having a good time.
That sounds great. Gosh, I drew a blank, and I know it was an important question. Gosh, I hate when I do that. I should write stuff down sometimes.
That's
Seriously.
okay. If people want to volunteer to help us, the best
I
thing
know
that
what I
they
was going
can
to ask
do.
you.
Yeah.
Vendor space for business. Is all the information on there for business?
All of that is on there, but basically, if you're a Love Local member, it's $50 unless you're a Diamond member, and then it's free. Part of the Diamond membership is being in the expo, the festivals. If you are a nonprofit, it's free, and if you are just a regular business owner, it's $100.
Okay, great.
And then you come in and set up a table, and we'll get to meet and greet with all the people that come.
Great. Now, is the helicopter, is it just for people to look through, or is it going to actually fly?
Well, if they get a call, we'll see it fly.
Oh, but it's just going to be like...
Yeah, it's just going to be parked
I got
out
you.
and I don't know when they're going to be flying in to land it, but when I find that out tomorrow, I'll be posting that on Facebook. So maybe people might want to get here a little earlier so they can see that happen. It's a beautiful helicopter.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to being a part of this event.
Well, thank you.
And I'm looking forward to being a part of everything else you guys are doing. I think it's a phenomenal thing and a phenomenal cause. Anytime you're doing something to bring the community together, it's a great
Well,
cause.
that's what it's all about. The Blood Connection people will also be here taking donations, and we just want to, we're not against big box. I want everyone to understand that Love Local Upstate's not against big box stores. We just want people to shift 10% of their spending. So if you spend $300 at the grocery store, take $30 and spend it at a local bakery or the farmer's market, and then that keeps money here, and that's what buys our Med-Trans helicopters and builds our schools, is our local tax dollars.
That's great. So people can look you up on Facebook.
Yes.
She's Starr Hammond with 2 R's. That's STARR.
Thank you.
And also look up Love,
Local of the Upstate.
all right, on Facebook. And look forward to the 20th. I'm going to post the event as well and continue to share it.
Thank you.
And
We
on this
want
show,
everybody to share it.
all right, on this show we give shout outs. So, hey, I hope you got your list ready.
Oh, man. Well, my first shout out would be to greatupstate.com because they have done a phenomenal job of putting together some videos to help promote our event, and video does help people to know who you are. My next shout out would be to my board of directors, and then my last shout out would be to all of those local businesses and entrepreneurs that we have here in the Upstate.
Well, thank you so much for being on Real Talk with Traci Fant. Was there anything else you had to add?
Thank you, Tracy. No, that's
Okay.
good.
All
I'm
right,
glad.
cool.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. I truly appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you for being on Real Talk with Traci Fant, and that's Real Talk.
Thank you.
So, wow, Julie, I mean, I'm very excited about that event. And also, I'm excited about all the other guests that were in here sharing everything they shared, the Empowrment Zone, getting them more involved with them. And I'm also inviting the community as well to get involved with not only ThinkTwice.org, but also organizations such as the Empowerment Zone, Boys and Girls Clubs, those that are out there trying to empower our youth and impact them in a very positive way.
Right. Each one, I mean, it takes everybody to build this village, and everybody's going to have to stick together and just make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Tab with her spin organization. Yesterday they had a hot dog sale. They sold out. That's always a great thing to have a, sale for an organization and people to come out and support it. That's always great. You got anything else you want to share? I mean, we got probably got a minute.
Well, I know you said your birthday's coming up. What are your plans for your birthday?
Well, actually, I just want to go somewhere, go out of town, be on an island somewhere or something, build an island.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Eat some seafood and just chill and relax. I think I owe it to myself.
You do.
So on the 28th, we will not have a show on Sunday the 28th.
Okay.
That's going to be our day off because I'm leaving out that Thursday morning and I won't be back until Tuesday.
Okay.
And so I'm very excited about whatever Jeff has planned for me. So he better be writing it down. He better be making some kind of plan.
Hey, Jeff, you hear that? You better
Exactly,
get it
because I'm
together.
not planning my own birthday. So I don't care if we stop in a little town,
Little bed and breakfast place.
I don't like bed and breakfasts.
Why?
They're weird to me.
Are you scared of Norman Bates? And you think about that?
I just feel like I'm in somebody's house. I'm just weird like
I want to
that.
experience that one time, though.
I want to stay like at a real nice, lavish hotel.
Okay. Jeff, you hear that?
Exactly. But hey, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Real Talk with Traci Fant. Next week, we got another phenomenal show for you guys. Appreciate you guys for listening and always supporting local, support thinktwice.org. And just like Starr said, support local, buy local, support local. It's very important that we support each other. Thank you so much for tuning in to Real Talk with Traci Fant, and that's Real Talk.